Okay. Yeah.
Listeners and viewers, I come before you today under the most gravest of circumstances. My teacher, Mr. Sifu Master Steve Newby,
Sorry.
has it basically told me that I must apologize to you because I've made the most gravest of errors. I'm reading this. He I can't do it. I insinuated that Mr. Newby did not know the 8 powers of Laogar, let alone the 8 wonders of the universe.
I want to see your bottom lip tremble a little bit.
And the offshoots. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mr. Newby. Please forgive me.
This is the opportunity, James. This is the opportunity for me to get someone to bow to me, like all the others we see on the. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Wayne's World. It's turned into Wayne's World.
Oh God. Oh,
here it is.
Yeah, maybe we could put some of those pictures on there. Yeah, because we're on camera now.
Yeah.
Why can't we just put a couple of pictures on the people that trained with me that are now bowing like assholes?
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Oh, I like that. I'll have to find them in Facebook. We'll do that. There we go. We're recording.
So, this is just a little entrance before we start the new thing, another one with Rash.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
I just want to set the record straight for you.
Oh, dear. This doesn't sound... what's going on there?
Showing my T-shirt, like
all
Angry
right.
Bear. Angry
Yeah.
Bear.
Yeah.
Grizzly Bear.
Okay. Go on then. Set the record straight.
Well, I was watching the little bit that you did without, while I wasn't there, and you were talking about the 8 wonders of the universe. What? It's not the 8 powers. Okay, right. So I just wanted to get that straight.
Listen, this is what happens when old man Newby goes off and we get left to our own devices,
Yeah. Okay, there are 8. I'm going to mention the 8, and then I'm going to split them into 16.
Okay, all right.
Okay, because they are 8 powers.
Right.
They are not 8 wonders of the universe. They are 8 powers. And then there are 16 elements. So there are 2 in each element.
Oh, no, this is the geek. This is the geeky bit. So we'll put.
We can always do this. You can put it in the geeky bit if you want.
We'll put it in the geeky bit at the end.
Okay. So I have a book that I wrote.
Yeah.
You can see the age of it, right?
Oh my God.
This is when I was a yellow sash, and in this book, you can smell the mold. In this book, it has actually got crap.
Oh dear.
It has
finally died.
No, it has actually got all the sets before they were left-handed. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Including that one. Is that the one? Including the one that don't do anymore? The.
No. It's just all the Lao sets. It's not.
But it wasn't not the
white eyebrows.
Not the white eyebrows.
That was.
There was another one. Was
Chop Sow.
Chop Sow. That's it. Is that in there?
No. I didn't. No, I didn't put any of that in. I just wanted to put the Lao in.
Oh right. Okay.
So I wrote all this stuff down. So I have this information, but as everybody knows by now, I'm not interested in. You mentioned a thing to Rash. You were talking to Rash about it, and you said, "Well, you know it. So do you really need to know it in Chinese?" And for me, the answer is no, because I'm English. Right. So I interpret it in English and understand it in English. To learn it all in Chinese is good for geeks. So this is the geek section. So we'll teach the geeks this that I've just written, which is, and I'll show you this.
Yeah.
Which is what you were talking about.
Yes. Yeah. That's the one I had translated. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So, and the 4 things on the side are the style will live for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
The style is righteous and shouldn't be used to oppose people. Not 8 stance.
Oh, go on, move it so you can point to the characters. Not T stance.
Not T stance. Not 8 stance. The fist comes from the heart mouth. Okay. Now, did I just read that Chinese?
No,
because I know it off by heart.
Hang on. Go on. Yeah.
If my enemy doesn't move, if my enemy doesn't move, I don't move or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. My enemy doesn't come, I don't move, basically.
All right.
And at the top, Lao Gar Kyun. At the bottom, that doesn't fit, sweep and throw.
There you go. Doesn't mention ground and pound though.
No, it doesn't.
Just saying.
But you've got all the way around. You've got Yan, To, Chum, Gurn, Tao, Tun, Chun, and Tan.
Right. Hang on. This is weird. You've gone all geeky. Now, this is not like you. This is not like you, Mr. Newby. Okay. All right. Carry on.
Yan is like palm stamping.
Okay.
Yeah. To lift, talk is what Rash mentioned.
Right.
Nag.
Oh, I've got one of them. It's called a wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheap
Nag. Yeah.
Right.
Nag to press.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's the walk in the Black Sashes? Jigma South, John Ma, Na.
Jern. Right, yeah, of course. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
To be fair, viewers, he's just phoned me up, and I've literally had like 1 minute to prep this. I'm going, what's going on? He's got to set the record straight. Okay. So what are we talking? We are talking about what now? The 8 powers. Is that what you're talking about?
The 8 powers. The 8 ways you would use energy. Okay,
right.
But they are obviously they're opposites as well. So they have 16 if you want, but there's actually 18 because of the throw and the sweep, which doesn't fit in the little thing that they've created for it.
Okay.
So it's just like a little emblem that they've created for the style.
When you say the 8 ways you'd use energy, we always talk about the 5 ways we use energy in terms of creating the energy.
Yeah, that's creating energy. No, these are the way that the techniques can be used. Okay, not just the power of the technique.
Right. Yeah.
So as I say, I've got them here. Palm stamping and toe is to spit or shoot.
Yeah.
What that is, kind of sharp thing.
Like spear hand and
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And in that, you can be to bounce off, and it also be to shake, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you see people do that in martial arts.
That's what Rash was talking about when he was saying you can't do Tai Chi slow. He was talking. Not. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but that's what I interpreted. What he was saying is all these shakes and everything. You can't really do that slow in a form, as such. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you've got Chun, which is to thread through, and you've got that Bapajun, that sort of thing. And that's part of Chum as well. Chum is to sink. Yeah. And obviously you've got Tan, which is, as you know, bouncing. Bounce. Yeah. Bounce. Yeah. Anyway, have I got to go through them all?
Well, I think you might as well, since you did, initiate this geek zone.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Chun to thread through. I've already done that. Chum to sink. Yeah, and teal. So you've got the main ones, which are the 8, and I'll mention them. Yan, To, Chum, Gurn, Tao, Tun, Chun, and Tan. Okay? And you see some of them have got similar elements to them, right? Like Tan, for instance, is down in like toe to spit, but to bounce off, it's also called Tan. And there you see lies the problem when you learn all the Chinese and you start to, say everything in Chinese, because then everyone goes, it's a bit confusing that. There's one called Tan, which is Kum La, catching and grappling,
yeah,
la, yeah, or
yeah,
chin
yeah,
la.
yeah, yeah.
And then you've got cow, to hook onto,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
Fook or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And that is in the element, if you want to call them elements, the 8 powers or Tan, yeah. But in Yan, you've got Tok and Nag, which is to lift and to press. In To, you've got Chun and Tan, which is to shake, to bounce off. People will be writing this down, won't
they? Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Then you've got Chum, which is tune, to thread through.
Right.
And Teal, which is like a short threading movement.
Yeah.
Then you've got Gurn, which is Yan, stopping movement and bang kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Loon is circle or roll around.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Did Rash call that Hyun or like Hyun Sao? I think that's a Wing Chun term. When I say Wing Chun term, it's commonly associated with Wing Chun.
Well, it depends on the language you use.
Yeah.
Like Tao is to slice in. You got to pull or draw inward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got Cirque, which is to slice in. Yeah. And of course, Got to slice out.
Right.
Stern top. Soon got, I should say.
Do you?
Then you.
Right. Sorry. Go on. No.
You got to make me. You got to let me finish now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I've got to justify my existence.
Listen, you are secretly. You don't want to admit it, but you are a bit of a geek, aren't you, Mr. Newby? You are really.
I was once.
You just want to be with the cool kids now, don't you? So you don't admit it.
I was once, as you can see by what I've written down, but yeah. I am not. It takes so much of the lesson,
right,
to describe these things, and then for people to go, well, I've forgotten. I don't know what it is, and then you have to repeat it and so on. And if people want to know it, you can sell it. You can give it them. But you know, I'd rather. I've always been a hands-on individual, and that's why I don't. Go into this kind of thing. I mean, let's just continue. Tun is to swallow or accept. Someone's punching you and you suck in so that the punch misses. And to lead or draw round. Turning. That's Dai. And Tao, pulling. And you got Chun, which is shake. Chun as in ging.
Yeah, ging.
Someone grabs you and you just go like that.
Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Lao is to leak or find a way inside, and Tao is steal away or sneak in.
Okay.
So they're all elements of how you would use your techniques. And the last one is Tan, as we described, and that's Kum La, which is catching and grappling, and Cow to hook onto. So all these 8 powers have 2 different directional or styles of using the energy, ways of using the technique, to bounce, to slip, to shoot out, and all that kind of thing. So you can apply those movements, you can apply those ways of using movements to pretty much, any movements.
Okay. Can you give an example, just the simplest example of the one element and the 2 other elements where you might find it in the syllabus, in a hand block or a kick block or whatever, just to put it into context?
Yeah, well, I mean, I said to let's look at one. We talked about swallowing, as an example, to lead or draw around. So if someone punches you, and you don't try to stop the punch, but you swallow, so you're drawing. When you do your stance and you're rolling your hips forward and you're sinking, that means your arms are a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because
so you'll reach them before they reach.
Exactly. So with Tun, for instance, the punch comes, you swallow or accept it, but it's not going to hit you, and then you just draw it. You can pull it with you, or of course you can lead it around.
Right.
So that's a typical example of what you would do if someone's trying to punch you. Suck, draw, lead around, roll around, and then phalange.
Yeah.
So if someone's trying to punch you, just touch it, roll with it.
Yeah.
Roll with it, roll it around.
Yeah.
Or just pull down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the kind of thing, if you like. Tarn is obvious, bouncing off, these kind of things.
Yeah.
Again, you can look at Feil and Chi like that,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So yeah, I had to put the record straight, because I heard you talking the other day, not the other day, it was last night.
You're welcome.
I heard you talking, and I just thought, I better get my book out and put that James right, because, I wouldn't know that.
A second.
Of course, I know it.
Hey. Oh, listen, if you're going to let me loose on my own, this is what happens. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I still need a leash. It's not my fault. Rash started talking about these things, and I didn't know what to do.
But you know what? If you can't argue in English, then Chinese, you may as well forget it, because it's, everyone's going to go, oh, I would use that for that, and I would use this for this, and to chung, and all that. Why am I saying it in that accent, by the way?
I don't know. It sounds vaguely familiar. Mr. John Russell sound like then. So, I mean, you can say the words, right?
Yeah.
But without knowing the words, we do it anyway, as I kind of.
Yeah,
as I
but Rash is absolutely right. In order to teach it, you have to give it a name, and you have to apply the name to it. But whether you have to apply a Chinese name,
right? But when you start saying things like steel and all this lot, that makes no sense to I can't understand that,
because it's a literal translation.
Yeah, right.
And so that's the problem with Chinese to English, and there's your biggest problem.
Yeah. So I mean, if I do something like the spear hand and punch, I'm deflecting, going under, striking the eye,
spitting.
Yeah, right. So I don't think about that in terms of sneaking it. I just think, oh well, strike or whatever. I'm trying to simplify it for my brain to work.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, but
it's a physical thing with me, as opposed to
and with me too. And that, and this is the problem with that one we just said, toe. Okay, right. So you say to someone toe, and then you'll get like 30 different dialects, 30 different ways of. Oh, what does toe mean? Well, in one language, it'll mean something completely different. So that's why I gave up on the Chinese. Because to a degree, I could say it means spit, and then the next person would say, no, it means shoot out. Well, what is a spit? It's the same. If I spit, spit the dog,
Yeah.
Spit is to shoot out.
Yeah, okay.
Spit to shoot out, a fist to shoot out, a spear. But people would say, oh, no, toe means to shoot out. And you go, to spit out, same bloody thing. And those kind of arguments, constantly everybody turning around saying, I do it this way, I do it that way.
Do they get in the way?
They get in the way because you then argue about the same thing. You're both on the same song sheet.
Yeah.
But you're just singing different words.
Right.
They mean the same. They mean the same. If the meanings are the same, then the message is the same.
And it's like, you don't want to end up. You just want to do. Don't squabble about it. And not that people are squabbling, but you know what I mean. Like No,
they are. You know what gives them power?
A little bit of knowledge or whatever. Right?
They're the master. They're the master. I'm going to say it this way.
I think
I don't do it his way.
I think it's nice. I think this is nice to know, right? And I genuinely mean that. It's nice to know. But I think that it should be, do it in your own time. Don't spend time focusing on it when you could be training.
People read books. People read people's books, and they go, you know what? Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Or to press and to bounce and to spit and all that kind of. I didn't know that, and yet they've been doing it all the time. But you see, it does when you're teaching it give the element of, I want you to do a spear, and they go like.
Right,
kind of thing, and they don't really think of it. You say, no, spit it out, spit it. Exactly, and so they bounce it, bang, bang. Bounce it. Slice. And so it makes for a good training session if you apply it in that way. But like I say, people will pick up these things. They might pick them out of books and so on. All this is written from Master Yao's because I had that in English, but I think I didn't copy it. So I wrote it down in my book before I'd done it. And I just, and all, obviously, all the things about the style, the four things are each generation of masters will give a different
an addition to it or whatever.
Yeah.
To
describe the style.
So which one's Master Yao?
I think it's the last one. Obviously, I think the last one. So
just remind me and everybody else what the last one.
I wouldn't say it's not.
Not T stance, well 8 stance, but
T stance. 8.
Yeah.
That's the letter 8 in Chinese.
Well, that's why the feet are like that, turned in.
Yeah. The fist comes from the heart mouth, from the solar plexus.
Yeah.
Now, forgive me, I don't know if that is definitely Master Yao or whether it's his grandfather talking about that. Maybe Master Yao hasn't come up with one yet. Don't know. But we've got 4 of them there. And if you think about it, we've got Hui Qing, Wang Gun Wing, Master Yao's grandfather.
Lao Yuk Sao.
Sao, and
Sorry, I didn't say
Lao Sam now. Lao Sam now.
Yeah. Sorry, I called him. I called him Lao when I meant to call him Yao.
Well, no, it's Yao Luk Sao.
I know it's Yao Luk Sao. I just
and then Master Yao is Yao Gunhua.
Yeah,
but I don't know if
and I am
Lao Sam now is there. You see, so do we know? We don't know.
Listen, what's your pet name? One Hung Lo.
Icon you.
Oh dear.
Icon you, One Hung Lo, and
this is what I mean.
What was the other one we used to call people different martial arts, and they make them up? One Hung Lo, Icon you, and
what went wrong? Are we verging on mild racism here and stereotypes?
I think, yeah. Well, no, we're not talking about the Chinese. It's just the way that the English try to use terminology to describe and make up their own styles. So we just made a couple of names up for them. But you could say that was, so we apologize immediately, of course.
If you are triggered by that.
You're offended.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something. See, to people, this is what Mr. Newby's like. See, he'll play it all coy, and then you'll do something, and he'll say, "Well, actually, blah 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 blah," and you're like, "What?" And it's happened to me on multiple occasions. Don't write the old goat off yet.
Oh no, my book. I wrote it when I was a yellow sash because I thought I was going to live in South Africa. I thought I was going to, Africa. I thought I was going to South Africa. So
you sound like Eartha Kitt then. Okay,
So I wrote it right down, and you got like all the hand blocks. Which leg they're on, right? See all the hand blocks, which leg they're on.
Very fast.
Right the way down, so I could never forget them. And then all the hand blocks are written down, but unfortunately, they only go up to number 8
because they weren't added 9 and 10.
Because they didn't have a 9 and 10 at the time. Yes,
that's how old that is. That's like something Indiana Jones's, granddad gave to him. It's that old. You do realise I'm going to cheekily ask you to photocopy that for me.
Yeah, I know, but look at it, Jesus Christ, James.
Well, listen, if you don't do it now, it's going to disintegrate and rot.
Yeah, I guess.
So, someone, the last man standing here has got to keep some sort of record of you.
Yeah, I got everything from Grandmaster, Si Tao Pu or Si Tai Gung, Si Gung Master. Yeah, Si Pu.
Yeah.
Si Bark is senior instructor. Oh, and this is female titles and male titles.
And isn't it Moi or something? Not Moi, that's the nun, but isn't it Moi or something? Or
instructor is Sifu, both male and female.
Right.
Junior instructor is Sisuk, and a girl would be Sigu Moi.
Moy. There you go. See, I knew there was a Moy in there.
Si Hing is an older classmate. CJ is a female older classmate. CD, younger classmate. Si Moy is the younger girl classmate, and so on. Sing San is a husband outside the art, and Simo is a wife outside of the art. I got all those. All that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Well, that's very pleasant.
Loads of different bows.
Oh, hello. Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
Salutation and all that lot. Why? What the salutation? I'm just looking through it because you can smell the mold on it. Honestly,
this is your geek time. This is This is
knife
good
defense.
Stuff. I like it.
Knife defense is written all down here, right the way through.
Right.
Basic stick defense is written down. Cable and Sapphire, first set.
Is that with the 5 moves?
Yeah. From attentive position, if you're loopsing, bring arms to center, palms facing down, and grab. Twist both hands outwards, drawing back to each waist together. You know, that's the back into that. Move each foot outwards, blah, 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 blah. I'll go through the stances the same. Right, first move in this position, starting with the right hand movement. Draw right open hand from waist up and across to the center of the chest.
Right.
At this point, the hand is in a position to block or push an aggressor's grasp, spelt with 1 G, and push downwards. The hand turns palm down and push downwards, blah, blah, blah. So it's actually quite elaborate. I can't read it all because that's absolutely. Like 3 or 4 pages just for the first set.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
And how that goes back together.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
Let me just see where it finishes, James.
Yeah, all right. We'll carry on.
The last movement, God Sao, draw the block across lower body, keeping elbow in, cover ribs always.
Hang on. God Sao, that was mentioned. That is harvest hand.
Bring the block across the lower body, keep.
And I know this because of
this block is against lower punches to groin ect, drop wrist to form palm strike. Yeah, and then finish. That's the end of the set. Yeah. So it goes. The first set goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't. There's none of that. There's none of that.
Just a grab. Finish.
Yeah. So it just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish. That was it. That was the first set.
Hang on. What kind of palm did you do there? You doing that palm or you doing that palm? That palm. Right. Okay.
Little fish.
Little fish. Yeah. I'm sorry. Just checking.
I got John Sao in just without all the elaborate.
Without the ending.
Yeah, I got Sharp Choi with no left hand side.
Right.
Yeah. So on Farq never changed. Yeah, women's self defense. Oh, first lesson, second lesson, third lesson. Oh, sixth lesson, 8, 9, 10th lesson. Left-handed syllabus in 1985 has seen the change of the Lao syllabus.
Oh.
In old days, a left-handed person has always been forced to use his right as his strongest side. The left-handed way was always considered bad luck in China. The finger movements of the dragon, Fei Long Chi, has been changed, or rather added, a left-hand side, as has Sharp Choi. Kabun Savfar has added portions for a more useful set, and as has Jorn Sao, left and right strikes, kicks have been added. Kicks have been added to Laogar Lookup Kyun for alternative balance practice. No set has lost its original character.
Right. Oh, well, fantastic. So what, the back kick kind of flick up, was that added in Laogar Lookup Kyun?
Yeah, that was added, yeah. And then it's got here 2 hand blocks and 2 kick blocks have also been added.
Yeah.
So that was in 1985.
1985. I was 1 then.
I was learning those hand blocks.
Oh, that's fantastic. Is there any other?
Anyway, I'll try.
But you felt compelled to say this, did you?
I felt compelled to make sure our listeners know
that
I'm not just a moron. That I do have some history.
Okay, all right.
And I did write it down. But because I'm jealous now. You're talking to another guardian.
Hey, listen, getting some FaceTime. You know. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add that. That was the fun.
No, that was great. That was great. We'll either tag this on the end or make a little short special out of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Well, that's super duper. Thank you. I think people will appreciate that. I know at least of one of our fans who would, and the other one, because we've got two. Anyway, lovely, excellent, Grizzly. He's showing off his T-shirt, listeners.
I know.
Which is a grizzly bear, a Canadian grizzly bear. Right then. Thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye. Bye.